Okay, y'all can hear me. All right. Hello. How y'all doing? What is up? Well, shit has changed. I literally had a whole storyboard set on this, and then someone in my DM shared that Yvonne did a stream about the whole Fedmeister leak. So now all my shit is all combobulated, and now we're gonna do things a little bit different. Can't hear me. How can you not hear me? Are you serious? All right, hold on. All right, how about now? Can you hear me now? Can you? Yes, okay, we can hear. See, and my damn computer was telling me you could hear me. All right, we're good now. I swear to God, next paycheck, because it's gonna be one of my last paychecks, because I'm quitting in January. I'm buying a new microphone. Skip, it is your job as head mod, because you know how we found out there's head mods now. As head mod, you are to not this coming Wednesday, but the next Wednesday remind me to buy a new mic. So, anyway, like I was trying to tell y'all, shit has changed. I wrote a whole storyboard, because you know me, notebook, hashtag notebook crew. I wrote a whole storyboard on what I was going to do for 3 sets. No, it's not working out that way. Well, Yvonne came out with a video explaining her reaction to the Fed document. And what she says in that video changes some, not all, but changes some things for me. It's probably your computer, because I'm like at 100. So anyway, can y'all? Okay, Skip said I'm perfect. So because Skip is like really critical, so she would tell me if it was crappy or not. I'm not gonna lie. How am I low for y'all too? I'm at 100. What the hell? All right, hold on. Okay, hold on. Real tech. All right, hold on. Microphone. I don't know why it's low. All right, Skip. On my cell, you sound good. Chelsea, how do I sound? I'm being serious. Because now I'm starting to wonder if it's YouTube messing me up. Andrew, okay, can we tell me if we can hear me or not? Let's not crack jokes at this moment, please. Thank you. Okay, I sound like I'm in a bottle. So let's change up the input. Let's see if that changes. Hold on. Lord have mercy. Okay. All right. How does this sound? Does it sound better? Does this sound better? Okay. You know what? The mic is dead. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second because I'm plugging in my mouse. Now I can use my mouse. All right. Be right back. Hold on. Where did my mouse go? so that means my mic actually took a shit. So, damn, it would be nice if I could actually start this and not do technical difficulties and shit. But, you know, hey, life goes on. Alright. Alright, hold on. Now Mike wants to be an ass. Now this wants to be an asshole. Awesome. I love technical difficulties. They're so awesome. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I'll go without using my mouse. I've been doing it this whole time anyway. Alright. Okay, so anyway, how is everybody doing? I see a bunch of people in here. I'm going to say hello to everybody in one group because I missed y'all because, you know, technical difficulties. Yeah, I'm actually going through my webcam now instead of, you know what, we'll just pretend that I'm using my microphone we'll just pretend that I'm using my microphone so that way I look like I'm being professional, but I'm really not. What the hell? Why are you doing that to me? I don't know why my mouse isn't working. This is really fucking weird. Okay, so this is going to be a weird stream. Alright. Mic works fine now. My hearing not so good. That's okay, though. That's okay. So anyway, I had a whole storyboard going on. Tonight we were going to go over Yvonne's twit longer and Fed's little statement about what he did in the article that I found, and Pokey's video about Fed leaving the house and Yvonne's statement. But Yvonne came out with a video 18 hours ago about her statement about Fed's leak that came out. So it's not OBS. It's literally my mic, Andrew. And yeah, so we're actually going to do Yvonne's story today. Tomorrow, I'm reading all 25 pages of the leak that Fedmeister did. And then we'll get into Pokimane another day. I think Yvonne's video actually, how do I put this? Personally, I think it sheds a lot of light on different things. But I still have my own, it changes some things for me and not everything. Yes, please don't forget to like the live, please. Okay, so before we get this started, all right, y'all know how I do. Y'all know the rules, etc., etc. We're not going to be using words like cuck. We're not going to be using words like bitch. We're not going to be calling anybody out of their name. We're not going to be calling people hoes. We're not going to be calling people out of their name. Mods, if you see that, I want it deleted. And give that person a warning going, hey, you do it again, you're out. All right? I'm not playing any games. We can act like adults here. We don't have to call people out of their name. And believe me, if I end up getting heated and saying something like that, I will check myself. All right? So let's keep it respectable. Let's talk about this story respectfully, because I'm seeing a lot of non-respectfully ways of talking about it. And, you know, it's not my gig. That's not how we do things. You know, so we're not going to be doing all that in here. But, you know, that's how I run this show anyway. So, cool, cool, cool. All right. So, yes, don't forget to like the live. I would appreciate it. And eventually, if y'all can put a comment down below, that would be awesome, too. All right. So, we got the Thousand Zylies going on. What's up, what's up, what's up? All right. So, this is Yvonne's twit longer. She put it out in June of 2020. I have a friend in this chat that just realized there was such thing called a twit longer, and we all should be very afraid. Very, very afraid. But this is Yvonne's Twit Longer, and it's about Fedmeister. And I want to read this whole thing through. Before I start reading this, here's what I'm seeing about this story. And I think people are meshing, because of what Pokimane said after this happened, people are meshing Yvonne's story and Pokimane's story as one. And it shouldn't be that way. To me, Yvonne's story should be separate than what Pokimane did. I am not a stan of Pokimane. I personally do not like Pokimane. I'm not like, just because Pokimane's a woman, I'm like, she's right. No. I think a lot of people took advantage of Yvonne's story and didn't really listen to Yvonne. I'm going to be honest. And if anything concurred that for me was the video she put up 18 hours ago. And I think people took this story and took it an advantage to go after Pokimane, which I kind of understand, because I personally think Pokimane kind of took advantage of this story also, to be honest with you. So the way I'm doing it now, I want Yvonne to speak out first. I want to give her voice a chance. But I also do have my own comments about like how the house was ran and stuff like that. So let's get through this twit longer, and then we'll discuss it, and then we're going to go into her video. Alright. Alright, so she named it. Let's try the mouse one more time, see if it works. Nope, not working. Alright. Mouse wants to be a dick. Alright. My truth. I want to start this off by saying Fed was the first friend I felt like I made at Offline TV. Offline TV is the streaming house, if no one knows. He is very welcoming, and I spent the most time with him out of everyone. We got along really well and quickly became really, really good friends. We would go on late night food runs and watch movies together in my room since I had a TV. He fell asleep frequently there, and it became a pretty normal thing. We always stayed on our sides of the bed, and nothing ever really happened until it did. I was lying in bed with all the lights off. The door opened, and Fed came in. Drunk from going out that night, he crawled in my bed and laid there for a bit. Then he grabbed my hand and held it, and I didn't move at all because I was shocked. He then brushed my hand against his cheek and kissed it after. I was still in a state of shock, trying to process what happened, because this guy is supposed to be my friend. He also knew I had a boyfriend at the time. Next, he stuck his hand inside my sleeve and touched the side next to my chest. And although it wasn't exactly my chest, it was close enough to make me extremely uncomfortable and feel like it was not a place where a friend should be touching me. I still couldn't move at this point, and in my head, I was just begging for him not to go any further. So basically, she froze, is what it sounds like. Praying that he would stop there, he did, retracted his hand, and made it seem like he was sleeping. 10 minutes later, he woke up and said, "Whoa, how'd I get here?" I asked, "Do you remember anything?" And he said no and left my room. The next day, I went up to his room and asked if he remembered what happened last night. He said no. I told myself that he forgot. What's up, Rainbow Bright? The next day, I went to his room and asked if he remembered what happened last night. He said no. I told myself that if he forgot, then maybe he didn't know what he was doing because he was drunk. And I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to make it weird between us. A few weeks later, I was lying in bed again, and he came in drunk again. He laid down next to me and told me he was sorry for what happened last time and that he overstepped his boundaries. So then I thought to myself, did he remember this whole time and lied about it? Because remember, he said he didn't remember what happened that night. I didn't say anything, and 10 minutes later, he did it again, minus the t-shirt part. Again, I'm scared to say anything, and he fell asleep next to me. The next day, he also acted like nothing ever happened. I asked him at some point if he remembered anything. He said no again. I kept this secret to myself for a very, very long time. The only people I could tell were my boyfriend at the time and close friend of mine. And out of respect for me, they didn't tell anyone. I felt like if I told anyone at OTV, offline TV, the world would come crashing down and that OTV would die/cease to exist. So I never did. I minimized it a lot and carried on throughout my days as usual. But small things in me started changing without me realizing it. I started avoiding Fed more. I went from hanging out with him all the time to almost never. I tunneled into League of Legends, the video game, because it felt easy to be busy in a game so he couldn't talk to me or bother me. It became the easiest way to avoid him being addicted to a game. One day I told him what happened between us, and he said he didn't remember. No, it happened. He proceeded to say that he was a horrible person, and I felt bad and started comforting him. I will always remember that one of the first things he asked me after he found out was, "Did you tell anyone?" And proceeded to panic when he felt like people could know. I also told him that my boyfriend, at the same time, Sean, doesn't blame him and know he isn't a bad person deep down. In which he responded, yeah, it's in his best interest not to. Which it wasn't, by the way. Sean is just a super nice guy who tried to be understanding and giving him the benefit of the doubt. He said all these things, but never once did he apologize to me after learning about the situation that he forgot. Thinking back at this thought process was super messed up because he was more worried about people finding out than how he hurt me. I minimized it so much that I would forget at times it even happened in the first place. It was weird because there were certain times where he could trigger me, but other times seeing him was fine. It triggered me when he'd knock on my door, barely waiting, and despite no response, he'd just come in. I remember I tried locking my door a few times, and he gave me a hard time for doing so. Why the fuck is your door locked? Multiple times, where he'd come in at night without me saying he could. Everyone else in the house always knocks and waits for a response, but not him. It also triggered me whenever he'd walk into my room, jump into my bed, and start going on his phone. But again, I minimized, and honestly felt really bad for feeling that way towards him. I kept this all to myself, mostly because I didn't want to ruin the peace. I wanted to avoid the situation, and I thought he would change after what happened with me. He didn't. He proceeded to overstep boundaries with other girls in our friend group, and each girl kept it to themselves because they would just think, oh, it's just Fed, or he was just lonely/drunk. He even did it to Lily. She gave me the permission to share this. When she was going her hard breakup with Albert, Fed also walked into her room while she was drunk. She was laying down and he asked if she wanted a massage. She said sure. He started off massaging her leg, then up her thighs. A week or so later, he was drunk and laid down next to her, told her he liked her. Then felt uncomfortable with everything, and he asked her not to tell anyone what happened. Again, thinking back, it felt like he tried to take advantage of Lily when she was in a really vulnerable state. One night, the girls were hanging out together, and when the topic of Fed came up, we realized we all had our stories about him. Whether it was him lying about certain situations to be in his favor, or lying to us about girls leading him on when he was the one who got rejected or manipulated, or us to have certain ideas of people/situations. Pokey especially suffered a lot from this, and I'll let her explain if she chooses to do so. Y'all still with me? It's really not. Dang, gave her a hard time her own door being locked. Geez, yep. What's up, everybody? The story shares were mainly of Fed overstepping boundaries, being overly touchy, in which we all thought it was just Fed things. We thought it was fine because we told ourselves that's just how he is. And we shared each of our stories. We realized it was not fine. When all the sexual harassment / abuse stories started coming out on Twitter, my coping mechanism just broke. I couldn't minimize it anymore, and I suddenly felt everything that happened crashing down on me all at once. I couldn't ignore it any longer, and I realized what happened was not okay. It couldn't be swept under the rug. Now, that was during the time when Me Too really hit gaming. Once again, I'm so happy it finally happened. It really needed to happen. The one thing about that movement that happened when it all just like was all over Twitter is because of that one story broke, and then the second story broke, and it gave power to people who felt like they couldn't say anything. It made them feel like somebody will listen to them. I couldn't ignore it any longer and realized what happened was not okay and it couldn't be swept under the rug. I didn't want to see him, talk to him, or work with him. The pattern of problematic behavior led us to decide that we need to have an intervention with him and get him to realize he needs to change for the better. So we all sat down together as a group, and everyone started sharing with Fed how he once hurt them. It was extremely emotional with a lot of crying, and at the end of it, he seemed very apologetic and understood what he had done wrong. This was the first time he apologized to me about everything, and it did feel really nice to hear. I generally felt super happy that it seemed like Fed was very accepting of everything and willing to be better. I wasn't planning on releasing any statement from my end, but unfortunately his behavior since then made me feel like he wasn't really sorry. His actions and words show he was still avoiding responsibility, that his priority was still himself and his career versus being a better person and resolving the hurt he caused us. My intention for this statement is not to destroy him, but to warn other girls about his behavior and how he pushes boundaries using alcohol as an excuse for his actions. He needs to be held accountable for his actions, learn from his mistakes, and not avoid them like how he was trying to again this time around. I don't think Fed is a bad person, but we all made excuses for his behaviors for a long time now because we truly loved him as a friend. Even despite all this, ultimately what I'd want in the end would be to see him taking steps towards getting help and striving to be a better person. A few things I would like people to keep in mind. Everyone in OTV helped me immensely throughout all this. They went through great measures to make sure I was okay and that I would be okay in the future as well. When they learned of this, they never asked me to be silent. In fact, they tried their best to stand up for me and speak for me when I didn't know how to approach this. They made me feel comfortable and empowered to speak my truth because I would have felt too scared otherwise. It may not be possible, but I would like it if people could refrain from shitting on OTV / negative comments. I would appreciate that a lot because everyone there helped me the most throughout this entire thing. It would really hurt to read awful comments towards the people I tried so hard to protect. Lastly, please remember that Fed is human and refrain from extremely hurtful comments that I know he's going to receive. Words can have a very scary impact. And again, I want to emphasize that my intention with this statement was not to destroy him. I just felt a strong need to speak my truth, put a warning out there to other women until he does get better. I don't believe he's a bad person deep down. He is someone that even to this day, I can't help but to care about, and things would honestly be a lot easier if I didn't. All right, so what do we got to say about that? Okay, now, Kat, you just said it's really not good to feel uncomfortable in your own home. I totally 100% agree with you. I do. But I will say this about the offline TV house. All right? For me, in the offline TV house, it is a business, and it was not ran like a business. Even co-ed dorms has more rules than what this house had. And I honestly believe they should have had rules in place to, it wouldn't totally prevent what would happen, but there would still be some kind of barrier of rules. Awesome. We're talking about KFC in the chat. Good job. I think what Pokey did afterwards, I personally think Pokey took advantage of what Yvonne said. We're going to find out more about this leak that Fed put out. It wasn't the first leak that was put out. We find that out tonight. That wasn't the first leak. There were actually rough drafts of it. I've known people like that before. Folks who are good people until they drink. I agree this was in no way, shape, or form ran like a business. Exactly. But here's my other thing. I don't care what people say. Yes, I have seen people have a platonic relationship where you have a guy and a girl falling asleep in a bed. I do not care if they are buck naked. Until you know how you can touch someone, you just don't do it. Now here's my thing, okay? Not all women are built the same, just like not all men are built the same. All right? Just because I know to punch somebody in their throat, it does not mean other women know how to do that either. The only reason why I know that is because what I've been through in life. Because at one time in my life, I didn't know that either. And I would let things slide. I don't care if listen, just because it's not the boobs, the vagina, or the butt, it does not mean it's not sexual touching. Just keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. It's not a... Now, granted, he stopped because he saw it wasn't reciprocated. But to me, that's still sexual harassment on what he did in the first place. Yeah, he didn't touch her boob, but he touched close enough. Let a man even try to touch my shoulder. I'm going to look at him dead in his face and go, don't fucking touch me again. Do not fucking touch me again. I'm not playing it. But not all women are built the same. Not all women can stop that. Some women freeze. Hell, some men freeze. Because you know what? There's women out there that are handsy too. Women shouldn't be touching men out of nowhere. Because there's some men that would freeze also. Or don't know how to tell a woman, don't touch me there if they felt uncomfortable. There's a lot of men out there. This goes for men and women both. This isn't just a man on a woman thing. This is also a woman on a man thing. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. Unless you know or you feel that it's okay. Period. It's as simple as that. Zale says, business roommates sets a weird precedent. Well, I understand the whole point of having a streaming house. I get the whole streaming house thing, but there's got to be rules in place. It's a fucking business. It is not it's not a frat house. It's a business. They make money out of that house. If you're going to have mixed groups of people, it's better to have set boundaries and rules in place to help avoid this kind of thing, not making excuses for anyone, but it would have made sense. Exactly, Torn. A co-ed dorm is exactly what it sounds like. Amber Chick, definitely. I think Yvonne and Pokey are two separate issues. I do feel like Pokey took what Yvonne said and ran with it. Yes, I agree. AWOL, several years ago, I had a coworker who would touch my waist all the time. It was so disturbing. Luckily, someone else spoke up for me. Exactly. Oh, he's just shooting his shot. No, motherfucker. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Listen. Okay, I'm just going to say it like this. For years and years and years and years, to infinity, it has been accepted for men to treat women like pets. Okay? Hell, they even named us after a dog. The good old bitch word, right? For years, men have been allowed to treat us like pets, like, pet us. Pat us on the head. Stroke us on the shoulder. You're doing good. No, we're not fucking animals. We're not zoo animals. We're not your house pet that you get to pat on the head when we do a good job for you. No. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. Period. Flight or fight response. You don't know how you'll react until you're in certain situations. Absolutely, Skip. I 100% agree. You can shoot your shot without touching anything. Absolutely, Torin. Chelsea, also make sure all parties are conscious when shooting your shot. That's another thing that is also correct. We got COVID out here. I would knock someone out with a can of Lysol for shooting their shot. It's about respect. Don't touch anyone without permission. Not that hard, honestly. Some women get shamed into voicing their opinion and get told, chill out, yes, and get called frigid and don't have a sense of humor. It's crap. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what else we get called? A lot of slut shaming goes on. A lot of victim shaming goes on. Well, you shouldn't have done this, this, and this. I was told the exact same thing when I was in my 6-year relationship where I was getting beat almost every fucking day. And I got out of that, and you know what I heard? Well, you should have done this. You should have done that. How could you let that happen? I heard the same shit. I literally got victim blamed. And this notion that it has to happen more than once to be sexual harassment, no. It doesn't have to happen more than once. It only takes one fucking time. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. I'm sorry if you do not have the vocabulary to shoot your shot without having to touch someone. I'm sorry. I am absolutely sorry that you don't have the vocabulary for it. And he wasn't just drunk. It's bad to do it one time, but to be a pattern too. I don't care if a woman is naked in a room. That is not a signal for someone to touch her. Exactly, Kat. Or they make their wounds look worse when they defend yourself. Exactly. Hey, well, I'm sorry, Xylee, my sister. What? Yeah, I mean, I can talk about it now. I don't get angry. It takes a lot to trigger it. It's just, my thing is there's no reason to victim blame people. And what I see people are doing is they're taking Yvonne's experience, and because how Pokimane did what she did in her video after this twit longer, they're meshing the two. And what pisses me off is Yvonne's story is getting drowned out because people hate Pokimane so much. And that pisses me the fuck off because Yvonne's story should be ahead of Pokimane. But because Pokimane is, I think she's the #1 woman streamer. And people hate her so much, which, you know what, I can understand the hate. I can understand the hate on Pokimane. I can, especially with her copyright strikes, how she acts. There's a bunch of stuff not to like Pokimane about. But I think Yvonne's story is getting drowned out because people want to concentrate more on the hate on Pokimane. And that's sick. Re-victimizing the victim, playing the blame game is some real BS. That makes me so very mad to see. Yeah, makes me mad to see too. It really does. It really, really does. And I just want to keep these stories separate because I see so many people meshing the two, and it kind of makes me angry. Because, like I said, I understand the hate on Pokimane. I understand what people are saying about Pokimane. I get it. But what about Yvonne? I've seen men and women have a platonic relationship where they do fall asleep on a bed watching a fucking movie. I've seen it for myself. Hell, I used to have a male best friend, and yes, he was straight before anybody comes off with that stupid shit. That we used to do that. We used to fall asleep on the couch watching a movie, or hey, we fall asleep on the bed. No touching. No touching. He knew it wasn't about to go down like that. Now, Yvonne, let me put this microphone up because I don't even need it. Yvonne had a boyfriend. Now, am I going to go so far as to call him a beta male? No, I'm not. Apparently, he's a guy that really trusts his girlfriend. I think the whole alpha male, beta male shit is bullshit. And I'm going to explain that real quick. An alpha male doesn't have to call himself an alpha male. Okay? If you go around calling somebody a beta male, and that's all you say, that's bullshit. Because men aren't made the same either. You have some guys who are more aggressive, and you have some guys who are more laid back. That alpha beta shit, it's bullshit. There is no such thing as an alpha male or a beta male. There isn't. That is some bullshit. I refuse to conform calling men alpha or beta. And I refuse to conform to call a woman alpha or beta. I refuse to conform to that. Because that's bullshit. Because that is putting someone down who, I don't know, might be a chilled out, free thinker, laid back kind of person. I would even reject it if somebody called me an alpha female, because I'm loud and I'll come straight for your neck. No, that doesn't make me an alpha female. It doesn't make me an alpha. It just makes me someone who don't put up with shit. So I refuse to conform to that alpha, beta bullshit that's going around here. Men and women are not made the same. Just because you would respond to something one way, it doesn't mean the man or woman beside you would react the same way. And it also doesn't make them wrong for reacting a different way than what you would react. Because that's essentially, you're telling people that they need to be like you. And quite frankly, if that's how you feel, who the fuck are you to tell somebody how they should react to something? Who are you to do that? But what I can tell you is how I would react. But I can't sit here and dare to tell you how you should have reacted. And you were wrong for not saying no. And you were wrong for not punching him in the throat. Or you were wrong or it was wrong for your boyfriend not to say something to him. Who are you to tell somebody how they should react? Because most people wouldn't know how to react to that situation until they are in it. And if you were in it and you reacted differently, it does not take away on how that other person acted. It does not take away with how they acted. Period. I hate Pokemon, Torin. I hate Pokemon, but I think this Yvonne stuff is more important to talk about. Exactly. So if that was written in June, what about it now? It was public before, right? This is actually what made it public, is this. Lily did make a statement, but Lily has since then retracted it. She deleted it, and she said, and there is a video with Lily talking about it, and I believe she's crying in it, to tell you the truth. But Lily retracted it because she said she had talked to him in private, so I'm not going to read hers. I'm going to respect her wishes on that. They were chicks. Same. I've had men who were my best friends and would fall asleep on the couch too. Neither one of us would make a move, and we were strictly friends and never wanted to mess that up. Exactly. Cat. It's intimidating that if you are a beta, that you are less than. Exactly. And that's why calling people beta, whether male or female, that's exactly what you're doing. You're calling them less than. And you know what? They bleed just like you do. You are no better, no worse than they are. You are a human being just like them. That alpha beta shit is bullshit. Torn, it's projection in my honest... Yes, it is. I agree. The institution that someone is lesser than because you view them as a beta is bullshit. Exactly. Exactly, and that's exactly how I feel about it. You know, and I know people who use alpha, beta, that terminology, and they are my friends. You know, and if they want to do it, that's fine. Just don't bring it to me. Just don't bring it to me. You do what you want out in them streets. Just like I said yesterday on Twitter to someone, and in that little skirmish, you have the right to free speech. You can say whatever you want, how you want to. I believe in free speech. However, free speech goes two ways. You can say whatever you want, but I can also say you're full of shit, too. I can also say it's bullshit what you're saying. There's a third response other than fight and flight. Some people freeze in extreme stress. Not everyone is the same, and not every situation is the same. Listening should be only constant, in my opinion. Yes. Skip. It's alpha and omega. I'm not surprised them boys get it wrong and say beta. Skip. Okay. So, now, put the tinfoil hats on, because this is these are some theories, which some of them kind of make sense. I'm not going to lie. But there are some theories after everything has come out, and my God, okay, listen, everybody coming out with these Google Docs, can y'all stop, please? Can y'all please stop? Make a video. It's so much easier. Make a video. I mean, granted, I love to read. I do. I love to read. But these Google Docs have got to stop. Holy shit. Nancy's like I always say, you're allowed to be stupid. Okay, so here's some tinfoil hat thoughts on this. Some people believe that Pokimane put Yvonne up to this. Yvonne, I believe, was hired to be Pokimane's assistant or something in the house. She had a job in the house. We're going to find out tomorrow because I'm reading all 25 pages of the Fed leak. But I felt it was more important today to just completely let Yvonne speak. These Google Docs are out of control. I had a customer email me a link to a doc the other day. I was like, what the fuck, right? Right? Okay. So, let's go to Yvonne. She wrote this. She wrote this. See, we're talking about Google Docs. She made this 18, I think it uploaded 18 hours ago. November 30th, came out today. Okay, hold on. Was it 18 hours or was I looking at something else? Well, it came out today. We are going to listen to this. Okay, Zales. Thank you. Alright, now. She is going to be talking about the leaked document that was put out by someone who leaked it, but it was made from Fedmeister. She kind of changes some perspectives for me by listening to this. So, let's listen to it. And y'all have a good night. I'll be over there when this is done because I'm pretty sure y'all gonna go all night. So, I will be there. Hold on a second. I gotta yell at Penelope. Penelope! Penelope! No, Edna! Come here. Come here, Edna. No, ma'am. I know you were not trying to get in that counter. Come here. Come here. Somebody's deciding to be a bad girl. Hashtag justice for Edna, right? What? Ma'am. Ma'am. No, ma'am. Lay down. Well, then get down. She acts just like me. What's up, Saya? Working but listening. Alright, so let's start this video. Again, this is her response to the leak of the, I call it the Fedmeister dossier, because it was 25 pages and it was a read. So, let's listen to what Yvonne has to say. Which, by the way, I'm loving her pink hair. I just want to put that out there. Oh, she's a good girl. No, she's not. Kat, the one I just had up here, she acts just like me. She is not a good girl. I promise you that. She has my attitude. It's horrible. Yes, that's exactly what my cat does, Amber. Alright, so let's watch this. Oh, okay. Hold on. Why is... Oh, okay, hold on. Why is this not...
But, basically.
Why is there no sound?
I just want to start...
Okay, hold on a second. Why... Streamlabs, are you fucking up on me? What the hell? Alright, hold on. No, that's not a Streamlabs problem.
off by saying that...
I was just watching... Okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's go. Alright. Holy shit. Oh, not my own stream. No, that's not a Streamlabs problem. But even my own stream I can't hear. What the hell is going on?
off by saying that...
I was just watching... Okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's go. Alright. Oh my God, what is going on? Oh, not my own stream. No, that's not a Streamlabs problem. But even my own stream I can't hear. Why. What the hell is going on?
Start off by
I was just watching.
There we go.
Screw it.
I figured out what happened. Yay! I'm a technical advisor now. Alright.
I don't want to make a statement or anything because I didn't want to read like comments or anything. I didn't want to get notifications. But basically, I just want to start off by saying that I read the Fed's quote unquote statement or the thing that got leaked. I actually read a rough draft of it, like about around, I want to say like October or so. So basically just like a lot of people.
Okay, so it just got leaked, but she read a rough draft of it in October. How is she getting a rough draft of it? Like what?
I didn't even get it from one person, actually. The first time I got it was from like a Fed fan or something of the sort. He sent me a DM and I saw the doc and I was pretty like shook by it because it was just like, oh no, like not this again, like.
So Fed got mad at the fan who, it sounded like a fan anyway, but the friend who leaked out the latest one, but she got it leaked to her by several people. So basically, Fed was sharing this to me, how I'm understanding it is my opinion, in my opinion, only opinion, not facts. But I feel like Fed was fishing this around for months. I really feel like Fed was fishing this around for months. I really do. So then how is he going to get mad that somebody leaked it out? Was it not finished or something? Or why is he mad at the person who leaked out the latest one?
Please, I just remember like I was pretty stressed about it. And not only that, but the doc that I saw back then was not even the version that got leaked. Oh no. It was revised. Yeah. So basically, the first doc that I saw, there were other things included, and it also wasn't as long. I think this new one, I don't know how, it's been 20 something pages. But back then, I think the one I saw was only like maybe 5 pages. I don't even remember. But I basically saw the doc, and I had someone like who was talking to both me and Fed, and I asked like, or basically wanted to tell like how I felt about the situation, and I just said like I don't want this anymore. I don't want like stuff out anymore. I don't want drama anymore. Like, please don't like post it, kind of thing.
Okay, so there were several drafts. She was receiving them from several people. Amber Chick, it must have taken him forever to proofread all that. Sounds like he was letting God and everyone read it too. Exactly. He's going around to the fans. Oh no, exactly, AWOL. A rough draft, so maybe he's getting advice on how to make it better. Yep. When did all this happen? The original Twitlonger was in June or July. The original Twitlonger was in, I want to say June. Let's look, because I don't want to lie to you. The original Twitlonger was June 28th, 2020. That's when the Me Too hit the gaming, and we were seeing it all over the place on Twitter. The Fedmeister dossier was leaked about 4 or 5 days ago, and she streamed this, and this has been uploaded today. Andrew.
And yeah, I didn't want to go through the whole thing again. It took me like months to start feeling better and starting to feel like in the groove of things after like the first statement came out. It was pretty bad and like traumatizing because like uh, just like so many people in the comments were pretty mean to like me and Lily, and I didn't want that to happen again. But so we had someone like sorry if I'm not explaining anything well. I'm like, I didn't write like a script. I like wrote down like a little bits of points that I want to like clarify. So I might just be like emotional or like
Yeah, she was getting slammed. Her and Lily both were getting slammed in the comments about speaking out. Why is Pokimane so popular? It's Pokimane. I mean, she is a beautiful girl that plays video games, and you know, to me, I'll explain the Pokimane thing. To me, this is my opinion about Pokimane. I think I believe the persona you see on Twitch, you see on YouTube, you see when she's in working mode, is not the same persona that she is behind the scenes. And the persona she puts out is that she's sweet, she loves her fans, etc., etc. But even Destiny called her a ruthless businesswoman. And I think Destiny's one of her friends. So that's why Pokimane is so popular. And she's very popular. And you know what? There's a difference between being a ruthless businesswoman, but, I mean, get your bag, because how many ruthless businessmen get praise for what they do? Unfortunately, most of your top people who are making money, I'm pretty sure they had to knock a few heads to get where they're at. But Pokimane does have a lot of hate for that also, and what she's done on YouTube, getting people's sponsors taken away because she made a certain comment, copyright strikes that and the copyright strike she did was unfounded and absolutely stupid. That she's done to people on YouTube, and personally, those are the reasons why I don't like her. I don't like her because I find her persona online very disingenuous. She does not seem like she doesn't seem very genuine to me when I see her speak. So that's why I don't like her. Between the copyright strikes, going after people's sponsors, and honestly her overall attitude when she's in front of the camera, I do not like it. I do not find it good at all. You're a hot tamale and played video games. You've had a badass personality where I think she's a wet noodle. Ugh. She's not genuine. I don't think she's genuine either. I really don't. I don't care for Pokimane. I don't think she's genuine either. When I watch her talk, I'm like, to be truthful, I take what she says with a grain of salt. To be very honest, I really particularly do not care for Pokimane. All right, so let's anyway, like Yvonne just said, her and Lily got a bunch of hate comments, and I think that's absolutely disgusting that they got hate comments. And quite honestly, those hate comments are why a lot of, especially in the gaming industry, women don't come out with stories. And that's why I was extremely happy when Me Too finally hit the gaming scene, because it's been happening too long. I've been in the gaming scene since Atari 2600. It's been happening too long. Too long. And it finally hit gaming, and I was so happy when it happened. So, all right, let's continue.
Ranting or whatever. It's not very clear, so I apologize in advance. I'm not very good at like talking or speaking. Yeah, I basically had someone who was like communicating between us, and I said like, kind of, please, like I don't want to like go through this again, and he just said, I said like I don't want around to like there's been too much like trauma or like stuff in between, and he just said basically that he has his own trauma now, so I guess here we are, because he didn't really care like what I wanted or what was good for us, so yeah, and I also agree that like I think he did want the document leaked because it's been revised and it's been sent out to other people multiple times. It's been like up to fans and out to things. It's like, why would you ever send a doc that you don't want to be leaked out to those people? I don't know.
And I 100% agree with her. I think Fed is doing fake outrage about that doc being let out. Because why would you make several revisions and a whole bunch of these fans have it? I mean, she got it from multiple people. Again, my opinion, and I can only go off with what she's saying. If she received it by several people and it's been revised and she's seen more than one revision, what makes me think that he didn't want it out? Because why would you revise it? But for this current situation, Pokey is irrelevant. Why send displaced anger or hate towards Yvonne? No, they were sending hate towards Yvonne because Yvonne is a woman talking about how a man touched her and people want to victim shame. It happens all the time, especially in the gaming spectrum. It's getting better, but it's not where it needs to be. It's not where it needs to be, and people can't stand Pokimane so much. They will take this much about Pokimane and run with it. Because you got to understand, after her Twitlonger came out, Pokimane made a video about her statement on Fed, and she included with what Yvonne said in her Twitlonger. People took that, and that's what really banged it in for Fed to be gone. Then this dossier comes out 5 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, and it's showing a different side, and now people are like, wait a minute, so Pokimane lied in that video? Because there were points in that video you could see Pokimane lied based off of texts that were going on in the dossier, like the screenshots. Pokimane lied. And that's exactly what it looked like. Like, wait a minute. So Pokimane did that video after that Twitlonger and she lied? That's why they're hating on Pokimane. But Yvonne's story has completely been lost in that because of people's hate on Pokimane. Cat's meow. He sounds like he is readying himself for a whole damn performance worthy of an Oscar. Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
Don't believe it. Anyways. So, yeah, after our first statement was released, Fred sent me like a really long message, like apologizing, and then he also said like he valued our friendship / cared about me a lot, and I genuinely don't feel that after this. No matter what, I get that you're gonna always have your own best interest in mind, so whatever, here we are. I saw like a lot of people basically talking about how like hitting on Iman that she like knew about the situation months ago.
Alright, Iman is Pokimane, by the way. Hey DP. I hate that too because you can hear the hurt in Yvonne's voice, in my opinion. Yes, you can. You absolutely can hear the hurt in her voice. I'm going to be honest. I am so pissed off to everybody else in this story, because I feel like this girl has been taken advantage of with her statement. And I feel so bad for her, because she had genuine concerns, and because of what Pokimane said, and this dossier coming out, and then a Google Doc, and another Google Doc, and then another Google Doc, people aren't listening to her. And they haven't since Pokimane came out about her Twitlonger. They stopped listening to Yvonne. And I feel so bad for her. I feel so bad for her. Because out of this whole goddamn thing, why are we drowning out the voice of the person who felt like they were done wrong to? And even in that Twitlonger, the person who did that to her, she was saying, I still think he is a good person. He is a human. I just want him to be better. She didn't even like really just bang him on the head. She was still encouraging him just to be better. And everybody is just like, yeah, fuck what she said. We're only worried about what Pokimane did. And that just bothers me. You know? It bothers me. It bothers me that someone is not getting listened to. That Amber chick. I hate to say it, but it sounds like Pokey heard her story and was like, hey, this could generate some views, watch this. It ain't right at all. Yeah. Drama parody. There are malevolent, wow, I can't speak, sorry, beings on social media who would abuse people for views. Yeah. Skip, people are hateful more so than not. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And I feel so bad for Yvonne. I do. I just feel for her. I feel so bad for her. You know, because I can honestly say, like, again, you know, not all women are built the same, and my response, I've been in that situation, sort of, but, you know, my response probably would have been different, and my response towards Pokimane would have been different, but you also got to understand, this is what these people do for a living, so they also got to think about their careers, and you know, this happened in the offline TV house, and there's a lot of different things in this situation that everything has a consequence in, and it sucks. Don't like seeing you upset. This reaches a lot of us that have been through abuse or SA. Yeah. You know, I feel for Yvonne. I do. I can understand people's hate on Pokey. Believe me, I'm going through a lot of shade on Pokey. Best believe. I do not think she is innocent in this shit whatsoever. But I think Yvonne needs to be heard. Yes, Amber Chick. I feel bad for her too. She comes forward with a powerful story at that, and then gets overshadowed by Pokimane. That's sad. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go.
Before, like, all this happened, and actually wasn't true. She didn't know the extent of it. Like, I remember I was in Post's room, and I was, like, talking to her. She kind of, like, was like, did something happen, or, like, whatever, and I didn't even have the heart to, like, I didn't tell people back then at all what happened, really. It was, like, it was hard for me to even, like, say the full story. I could only, like, say a part of it. I just told her, like, a very, very scuffed, like, I just said, like, oh, he just, like, but he was, like, really drunk, and he just, like, kissed my hand, and that was it. And it was just nothing, like, I mean, it sounded like it was just, I was, like, totally minimizing it, totally trying to, like, make it seem like everything was fine and be okay, you know? But, like, nobody knew the full story, actually, except for maybe, like, one or two people that I told who, like, didn't say anything out of respect for me because I didn't want to get out. But yeah, I'd say that, like, nobody, TV, like, really knew.
Again, that's what she said in her twit longer. Her story's not changing. Her story's not changing.
Except for the people that asked who not to tell anyone. But, yeah, it hurt really bad to see, like, people shitting on her for saying, like, she knew about this, she lied about it. She didn't lie about anything. She's just, like, I was the one who didn't give her, like, the full story. Because I was scared. And, also feels bad because after the Dr. K session, she was, like, after Dr. K, and I, like, refused to, like, say who it was and, like, everything. And then Yvonne came down after the session and, like, she hugged me and she, like, told me, like, she kept reiterating to me, like, this is, like, your decision. This is something that you have, like, everything in your power to do. If you want to, like, go public, if you want to handle it privately, like, just do what's best for you and right by you. Like, don't care about us, don't care about, like, OTV, and just, like, it just made me feel like for the first time that I had, like, a choice, like, I don't know why I like convinced myself, or I had, like, a whole set feeling that, like, I couldn't tell anyone. And
hold on, I meant to put this on 1.25. All right.
She was, like, such an important factor in, like, making me feel, like, some sort of freedom, like, saying that they'll, like, support me in whatever I want to do, and that was, like, everything. It was everyone in OTV. And so it feels really bad to read, like, the awful things about her, because she was, like, such a significant part in, like, what made me feel so much better after.
Alright, I feel bad for her too. She comes forward with the power of a story at that and gets overshadowed by Pokemon. That's sad. AWOL. And she probably did see him as a friend in the beginning, so it's hard for some people to fight, so to speak, their friend like that. True. Kat, stealing someone else's trauma for your own gain is so gross. Yes. Nana Hawk, opinion. They are all protecting the house with bullcrap to drown the young lady's story. Okay, I see what you're saying. They're protecting the house and they're drowning out her story by protecting the house. I got you. That breaks my heart for her story. That breaks my heart for her, honestly. Kat agreed. It's like college football teams closing ranks after their quarterback assaults a girl. Well, yeah.
Okay. And I was still debating about making my own statement. I didn't even really want to, like, make a statement initially. Initially Fred was going to be the one who just, like, put out his statement that he did, like, X, Y, and Z, and that he was going to be, like, leaving TV or like taking a break or whatever it was. But because we had some, I don't know what it was. Maybe we were like too optimistic, but like after the intervention, we felt like, oh, maybe there's like a chance like for change and stuff, you know. And then he went to like Janet, like what Yvonne said, and like went to other people, and I had people come to me and say that when they first heard his perspective, they felt like we were the ones who overreacted, that we were the ones who like punished him like way harder than he deserved, and like they felt like we were ostracizing him and everything.
Well, see, and that's what I don't understand. Like, even in her twit longer, she doesn't cancel him. She doesn't cancel him at all. I don't get it. I don't get it. She does not cancel him at all. She says that he's a good guy. He just needs help.
And just, he left out so much stuff. He didn't even tell them what happened between me and him. He didn't tell those people what happened between like him and Lily. And I could tell like the story was so one-sided and skewed. He didn't tell them about all the manipulative things that he did, or like how I don't even sure. Maybe I don't know if his intention was to be manipulative, but like all the rifts that he caused in like friendships and stuff. So that's after hearing that, it just made me decide like I have to post. I have to make a post. I have to like write my side so that like the people that he's telling, like they can't have a skewed view of like just from his side, you know. That's why I wrote my thing, and I decided like nobody pushed me to do it. Nobody like was trying to convince me like, yeah, you should make a post. No, like I was the one who wanted to do it because I was sick of like hearing all these people coming to us and being like, yo, what the hell, like why are you guys doing this to him? It's like, what the fuck, are you kidding me? Okay. Also another thing too is like I had people in my DMs like being like, Yvonne is like, look at all the stuff she said about you, like how could you still be friends with her, and like blah blah. Like, oh my god, the concerns that she wrote in the text were legitimate concerns, by the way. She never like shit talked me or anything.
Okay, so what she's talking about here in the dossier, as I like to call it. Okay, in the Pokemon video after the twit longer, she talks about how Fed wanted Yvonne fired from the house. Then 4 or 5 days ago, when the leak of the Fedmeister dossier came out, it showed text messages with Pokemon saying that she wanted Yvonne out. And that's what Yvonne's talking about right now.
Anything like that. She literally like talked to me in person, like about certain concerns or anything that she had, which was completely normal in work or business. Like, even I agreed with it. Like, we had so many managers in the past, or like people who were employees, that like they just became content creators, and then like you keep having to hire like new people to work for the company, and it's just like, I don't know. I totally agreed with everything that she said. It wasn't like anything bad either. Like, you know, she tried to work around me because
that's the thing. Yvonne wasn't a content creator, but I don't think she was a content creator, or not a full-time content creator at least, before she got in that house. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure, I believe she was actually hired to either be I think she was the house manager, or I can't remember whether it was a house manager or Pokemon's assistant, but I think she was house manager, because that's why Fed had concerns, because she wasn't really like helping him out either, or whatever. So yeah.
She knew that like I did enjoy streaming, I did enjoy like doing content stuff, so like she came into my room and we had a long talk, and she even suggested like, you know, maybe we could get like a business manager and they can handle like a lot of things. You can still like stream and like do a lot of stuff, and like that was great. Like, she worked around like what I wanted, and she actually was the person who also gave me the green light to, like, the YouTube and stuff. I didn't have a channel before. And she, like, was even giving me, like, suggestions on, like, what I could do. Back then I was, like, super into, like, possibly making more League videos, and, like, she was like, you know, maybe you could do, like, ABC, like, tips and tricks and, like, all this kind of stuff, and, like, I was too insecure to do that, but, like, it was so nice that she was, like, encouraging of it. Yeah, but, like, all the concerns that she had, she always, like, spoke with me about it, and, like, we always tried to work something out. So it was never something, like, when I saw the messages from the doc, I was just like, I didn't care, like, it's stuff I already knew, you know, like, it was never, like, talking behind my back, there was none of that. Like, we talked with each other, and we, like, communicated a lot of the things with each other.
So basically what she's saying is the text messages that she saw in the Fedmeister thing, she already knew all that. Pokimane already talked to her about all that. So it really wasn't that big of a deal, is what she's saying. It was already communicated to her about that. So
when the text messages made it look so much like she was, like, pinned against me, it was so toxic. Like, what do you mean? And there's a lot of things that aren't just captured, like, in messages, you know? There's so many things. He went over to Leslie and Peter's house and listed all these things of why he didn't want me there anymore. That's not captured in a text, but it fucking happened. And he also had so many talks with everyone else in OTV. That wasn't in a fucking screenshot, but it...
So, from what Yvonne's saying is, he basically got caught going to their friend's house and talking shit on Yvonne. And he was also talking shit on Yvonne on other people in OTV, too. But in his leaked dossier 4 or 5 days ago, he made it seem like Pokimane was the one doing it. In my opinion, I think they were both doing it. In my opinion, I think they were both talking shit on her. I really do. I think they were both talking shit on her. How y'all doing? Y'all hanging in there with me? Alright, I just want to make sure. Because I'm having a lot of technical difficulties tonight, so, like, I'm scared in all directions right now. Amber Chick, honestly, I think so too. Yeah, I think they were both talking shit on her. They were conspiring. DP, I'm gonna be very honest. I think so. I think so. I really do. Because there is no question that Pokey was talking shit on her because you literally saw the screenshots. You literally saw the screenshots in that dossier. I keep calling it dossier. It's like, I don't know. Maybe 2016 did that to me or something. I don't know. But you literally, in that document, you saw screenshots of Pokimane talking shit on her. And it wasn't talking shit on her to her. It was to Fed. Now, how businesslike is that? Why does she have to tell Fed that? Now, I'm pretty sure if the whole entire conversation was let out, Fed was talking shit too. I think they were both talking shit on her. I really do. But apparently Fed went and talked shit about her to other houses and to people in the house. So
it happened. Like, he's literally putting such a one-sided excuse through it. This is, like, why I wanted to make my statement, because he wanted to leave out so many things. He wanted to leave out a lot of things. And I was just like, hell no. Yeah, the thing I do appreciate was, like, I read some comments of these past couple of days where, despite a lot of like the Yvonne and Fed stuff, a lot of people were still saying like, I do appreciate that they're saying like, don't let this kind of like take away from the fact or from what he did, and I appreciate that a lot. It would have been really sad if like people forgot about that, and I feel really bad for Yvonne because she, like, I just like heard what she like basically me and Lily were getting shit on a lot from the first statement. People were all like, "Oh, don't worry, but you know, like you'll come back a changed man, like you'll be."
All right, I'm gonna be for real with you. I'm happy that she can feel bad for Pokimane. I cannot feel bad for her. I'm sorry, I cannot feel bad for Pokimane. I can't do it. I cannot do it because I think her shit stinks too. To be honest, I think her shit stinks too.
Be fine, like we still support you, blah blah. And it was me and Lily were getting like so many awful comments. Like I was getting death threats in my DMs and everything, and like, fuck you, like you just all you did was kiss your hand, like fuck off. And Iman was just trying to like help us, and she gave people like a bigger side of the story. And then Fed saw that and he got mad, and I was like, he made this whole document. Like she got dragged into this because she was trying to help us. Like, oh my god, I'm just so.
And she's talking about the video that Pokimane made afterwards. I think the biggest problem with Pokimane and Fed as far as that document goes is, yes, they're doing their side of the story, but they're not telling the whole story. All right, no problem, Andrew. I mean, with a 25-page Google Doc, he was trying to make himself sound like a victim and not tell what really happened. 25 pages? Who does that? I can't either, and I ain't ashamed either. I know that's right. Oh, yeah, it was 25 pages. Now, you got to remember now, some of these pages were just like screenshots and stuff like that. It's literally not typed out 25 pages. But, because it involves screenshots and stuff like that. I still think both of them. I still think both of them were talking shit on her. And to think this girl got death threats. You hear what she said? Oh, he just kissed you on your hand. No, that's not all he did. And quite frankly, we just walk up to women and kiss them on their hands now? Is that okay? Is that okay? Is it okay just to walk up to a woman and kiss her hand? I can promise you, I know some women that if a man did that, that man would get clocked. I'm just saying, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
And it's so shitty because she has this document about her quote-unquote lying and just personal relationships with Fed, yet everyone is like shitting on her so hard, but like, here's someone who literally, I feel so uncomfortable, like, harassed me, lied, caused rifts in so many relationships, caused so many misleading scenarios between our friend group, and yet people are shitting on her. I cannot. And then, another thing most people were saying that, like, because she's, like, my boss, I'm, of course, gonna be defending her or have no backbone, but it's like, I don't have to do this fucking stream. I could literally just, like, chill and just, like, not have to, like, address any of this, you know? Like, oh my god. Why do I care about it? Just, like, why would I stay in a company or with this group if she didn't want me here, if she hated me or anything? That would never be the, like, why would I stay? You can say anything, but, like, I mentally could not. And I wouldn't be angry about this. I'd just be cool, she's exposed or whatever. But that's opposite. I felt angry. I felt like everything was so misleading, and I was so far from the truth. Like, he just showed such a one-sided fucking thing. And not only that,
I'm gonna be honest, the more I'm hearing this, the more pissed off I'm getting. I might just say fuck the rest of this and not cover it. Because I'm getting angry at how she's getting drowned out, and I don't want to be a part of it. I'm going to be for real. I may not cover the other shit with this. And I've read all of them. And it all boils down to me that everyone else in this scenario has completely drowned her out. I may not cover the Google Docs and stuff like that. I may not cover it because I don't know if I could consciously do that. I don't know if my conscience will allow me to do that, because I feel like people are taking that and drowning her story out. And I feel like the players in the other documents, I think this girl just got screwed. Her voice just completely got told to shut the fuck up, and I hate that. And I don't know if I want to be a part of that. I don't know if I want to be a part of that. And I feel like if I cover it, I feel like I'm telling her that her story isn't important enough. And I don't want to do that. Because I feel like everybody else is doing that. You know? I mean, look, just look on the side here. Pokemon returns with fire, but it doesn't matter. Pokemon just got canceled. I'm pretty sure if we go down even further, Fedmiser exposes Pokemon. Pokemon is worse than we thought. Nobody gives a damn about her. Nobody gives a damn about Yvonne and what she put out. Seriously, nobody is listening to her. And isn't that what we're supposed to do? Yeah, because I had it planned that I was going to... I had it planned in my notebook, exactly what we were going to do. Y'all know how I am. I write down what we're going to do, but quite honestly, I don't think I want to do it. Because I don't want to be a part of her voice getting knocked out. I mean, everybody involved in this shit fucked with her voice, and I'm including Pokey. I understand that, and I respect that, okay? And I get that. But watching Pokey's video on it, and how she faked her emotions about it, and it was just so disingenuous. And I'm talking about the video she made after the twit longer. And God only knows the video, the stream she did about it after Fed's thing came out. But the video she made after that twit longer, I peeped it. I peeped it from the beginning. And then all attention ran straight to Pokemon. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to cover it. I don't think I'm going to cover the rest of this shit. I'm not. Because I can't. My conscience won't let me do it. It's not that important to me. I mean, I understand it'll bring in views or whatever, but my conscience won't let me do it. It won't let me do it. And I'm not going to cover the rest of it because, if anything, her story's more important. So, let's finish this up. We're at 18. We're 18 in, it's only 26 minutes long, so.
But, like, me and Yvonne's relationship has been, like, a million times better ever since he left. We've never since, like, had any type of, like, discussion or any... I feel not, like, she checks up on me all the time when I'm making, like, sad tweets to see if I'm doing okay. Or, like, just randomly just, like, checks up on me, and it's so good because before, like, me and Fed were, like, the closest people. Like, Yvonne and I were closest to Fed. He was, like, the main person that we were closest to in the house. And so whenever he had complaints about us to each other, we would be heavily influenced by like what he would say, because like his words just like weighed more. Ever since he was out of the equation, like it's actually been it's been great, and I'm so thankful for that. Any problems or anything like which we haven't even really had, like we could just clearly go to each other about it, and it's fine. And yeah, so I don't like about am I caring about whether I do content or not. She literally like had so many people in the past who started as a manager and then became a content creator, and like that happened multiple times. It didn't just happen once. It happened like boom, 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 like so many times. And like she made an exception for me. Like she believed in like the type of person that I was, and she was like trying to make things work for us. So I don't want people to think that she's so like she's not the way that people portray her to be, and she gets shit on a lot just because it's her, and it feels really unfair. But like I'm not being manipulated or brainwashed. Like I literally lived through this and like seen everything. So like I'm pretty sure I have a pretty good judgment of.
What's up, Shanty? The Amber Chick, with this video, you made sure Yvonne was heard and listened to. I think you've done more than most others who are covering this. I mean, quite honestly, Pokimane brings in more views. But, I don't know. I can't I just can't do it. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to cover something else. Well, oh, by the way, well, I'll tell you at the end of this. I'll talk about that at the end.
Like what type of person she is. And it feels fucking bad. You know, the really shitty comments. I can't remember what else I wanted to say. But, oh yeah, just a small thing to add though. We did go to Vegas all together, by the way. We were all in the hotel room. I think.
Alright, so this is another thing that people like to slam them for. Of course, they bring Pokey's name into it, but this is something else they also slam them for.
Me and Mon and Lily all got there. Ted was out clubbing, and then he came back, and like all three of us were in the room together. Yeah. And the text messages for that part were completely misleading. I never want to do this hacker stream ever again. So. Sorry, that whole thing was probably all over the place, and I probably stuttered a lot, said like a lot, do whatever, but like, I can't.
So again, she's talking about the part in the dossier where I keep calling it dossier, in the document, excuse me. I don't know why I keep saying dossier, but, where, Fed, shows like screenshots and stuff like that, basically showing that Pokey leading him on and stuff like that, and I have to honestly admit, I think she did. I really do think she did. This is just a shitty situation all around, dude. Yeah.
But
why did it end up doing that? Good.
I just keep remembering, like, him saying that he was, like, really keen on changing. I understand, changes doesn't happen, like, in a couple months even. Maybe not even, like, in years. Like, I feel like it takes, like, a lot of time and effort. But, after this, I really feel like this change isn't going to happen in a year. It seems there's, like, a lot more time and things to work on. And, yeah, any hope or any, like, positive feelings I might have had towards him still is all gone. Like, I will never be friends or talk to him ever again. Hopefully never have to talk to him again. But, yeah. I think this was it. This was like kind of another breaking point where it's just, I won't be friends with him ever again.
Alright, one thing I want to point out, as much hate as she got, with that initial tweet longer. The people in her chat are being so supportive, and it's just nothing but hearts, and everybody's backing her up and you know, giving her words of encouragement and love. That makes me happy that she does have some support out there. Yeah, Kat, to you, if you want to cover it but need support, how can we help you so you don't feel like you're pissing in the wind? I'm going to be honest. I watched this before because somebody sent it to me in my DM, and I'm very grateful that they sent it to me, because after I was starting to watch it, and like about 10 minutes in, I sent them a DM back going, holy shit, this changed things. And I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Her story's more important. We're just gonna worry about Yvonne. So I'm not gonna cover it. I'm not. And that was pretty much the end of that. But yeah, I'm not gonna cover it. I don't see the point in covering it. You know what? Everybody else is covering that shit, and quite honestly, they can break it down in videos, because y'all know I hate doing videos. I don't like editing. I don't have time for that. So I'm gonna let everybody cover the Pokimane Fed thing. I just want to put Yvonne's story out there. I think it's the most important story out of all of them. I think way too many people screwed this girl over and silenced her. And I'm including Pokimane in that too. I really do. In my opinion, you know, because it's obviously not Yvonne's opinion, you know. But in my opinion, I think Pokimane drowned her out for her own gains. I do. And I think everybody being loud about Pokimane and Fed is innocent and this, that, and the other, they have all drowned out Yvonne. They have all drowned her out. And it irritates the shit out of me. It irritates me. Just because Pokimane had to come out with that video after that twit longer. And it was such a disingenuous video. Oh my god, I watched it again today, and I'm just sitting here like wanting to throw my computer. Honestly. And yeah, that house should have been set up differently. That house should have been set up differently. I actually agree with Diorio on that. They were running it like a fucking frat house. No, it's a place of business. They should have had rules set up. I remember I went on a business trip for 2 weeks for a business that I worked for. And we weren't allowed to go in each other's hotel rooms. And it didn't matter, male, male, female, female, male, female. It didn't matter. Period, point blank. If you're going to study together, because we had tests and stuff, we were sent out in 2 weeks. If you were studying, you had to study in the lobby. You couldn't go in each other's rooms. And I think that the house itself should have had better rules put into place. It absolutely should. And I agree with Diorio on that one. I 100% agree with him. But I think everybody has drowned this girl out. Yeah, exactly, Amber Chick. Thank you, TCS. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm not going to cover the other stuff. Fuck the other stuff. Because quite honestly, they all can kick rocks. I only care about her voice now. I don't care about everybody else anymore. Yeah, Chelsea. But the sad thing is it's not just men. It's not just men being trash. I'm seeing a lot of women saying some shit. Saying some shit, and I'm like, You know, we have to realize that not all women are made the same, and just because I know, because I've been in it, I'm gonna act one way. It doesn't mean the person next to me is gonna act the same way. Where one person might start throwing punches, the other person might freeze and not know what to do. I mean, I've seen some badass people, men and women, who talked a bunch of shit and they would get in fights and they were like big and badass, and they get in a situation like that and they totally fucking froze because they didn't know what to do. And it was total opposite of what you thought they were. You know? And I just feel, all of the other stuff is just a bunch of noise, yes. Chelsea Moon, yes. And can women be better friends to one another, too? Yes. Amber Chick, yes. Can women stop being pick-me? Chelsea. There should have been someone that was managing them and making sure they conducted themselves in a proper manner. Yes, cats, meow, yes. And not saying that it would have stopped everything, but that could have been a barrier that no one, or that most actions wouldn't have crossed. And quite frankly, let's say I start a streaming house. Let's just say I start a streaming house. That's never going to happen because I'm never going to have that much money. But say I start a streaming house. If your ass wants to get laid, guess what? You get paid good money, go to a hotel. They're not staying here tonight. They are not staying here the night. You want to get laid with your roommate? Go to a hotel, because you're not staying in each other's room. I'm sorry. This is a place of business. We are not running a frat house where we have like a bunch of people coming over, or sorority house. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I won't lie. I froze at first too when I was in a situation like this. I fought, but initially I froze. I can see how someone could freeze and yeah, exactly. It varies from person to person. But I'm serious. I mean, there should have been rules in place, and there should have been someone that was their job to make sure shit happened. Now, I'm not saying that people can't sneak. Listen, we've all been teenagers. Okay? We know how to work around rules and shit like that. Of course people would do that. But to put up some kind of barrier could possibly have prevented this in the first place. And I believe that house was just ran wrong. So yes, cats meow. I totally agree with you. Trauma Perry is like, I'm like, what the fuck did you say about me? You stupid. What business doesn't have sexual harassment policies in a place this day and age? I'm just asking for a lawsuit. It's just asking for a lawsuit. Exactly, Skip. Exactly. When they set this house up, they did not think of everything. Honestly. And that made it way too easy for this shit to happen. I 100% agree with that. 100%. This is a place of business. We're going to conduct business. Because this is the place where we make money. You want to play? Play outside the house. If you want to be here, conduct business, and have the dream job that everybody wants to play a fucking video game and make money on it, then this is the house for you. But you want to play outside of gaming and you want to have an IRL life where you can do it outside the house. But in here, this is what we do. And run it like a business. I don't know, Drama Parody. I don't know if they did or didn't. But yeah, on a whim, I have just decided I am not going to cover the rest of it. I'm not going to do it. Fuck it. Let everybody else do it. My next stream might be Wednesday or Thursday. I got that Without a Crystal Ball video that she deleted, that she made yesterday, and then she deleted. I got it downloaded. So we might be watching that. I'm not 100% sure. Something else might pop off. But, drama parody. You need to stop. I am not reading that out loud, although you can see it on the screen right here. Confidentiality agreements are not binding if a law is broken. Very true. Assault is against the law, so it wouldn't matter if she had signed one. That's true. That's very true. But, oh, and I found oh my god. How I'm going to pick the people who win, where a random generator, whatever, I found one. So, it ends tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. And then after that, my next stream after, we will be picking it. Just to let y'all know. So, alright guys. Well, I'm going to let you go. You can hear my nose being snotty, so I need to blow my nose anyway. But I will let y'all go, and I'll let y'all know when the next stream is. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I'm definitely not covering the rest of this because they can all kick rocks, honestly. I think everybody else in this situation, in one way or another, fucked up. And it all ended up drowning out Yvonne's voice. And, yeah. I mean, do I think Fed needs to stop streaming? No. But it sounds like to me he doesn't need to be in a streaming house type situation. So, love you too. Alright. Y'all have a good night. Peace, and remember to keep it real.